A Colorado gun shop owner who once sold a gun to the Texas church shooter says he relied on federal and state systems to vet the customer. Devin Kelly's 2012 conviction on 2 counts of domestic assault should have prevented him from buying weapons, including the one he used in the massacre, but the Air Force failed to report his court-martial convictions to the FBI. His information was therefore missing from a national database, enabling him to pass background checks. Jeffrey Lepp, who owns Specialty Sports Supply in Colorado Springs, sold Kelly a Glock 9mm handgun in December 2014. Realistically, the Air Force didn't submit paperwork on him on the NICS system, Lepp said, referring to the National Instant Criminal Background Check System, the federal system that determines who is eligible to buy firearms. The state of Colorado performs an additional background check on prospective gun buyers that checks for local offenses, including unpaid parking tickets. We did a background check, he passed the full background system and, at that point, there is no legal reason to not turn this firearm over to him. And separately, while nobody remembers this fellow at all, he would not have behaved inappropriately in any way while he was in the store, otherwise we would have said, "We cannot help you," Lepp told the Daily News. CBS News Air Force court-martial documents from 2013 show that Kelly pleaded guilty to striking, choking, kicking and pulling his then-wife's hair on 2 separate occasions. He also pleaded guilty to striking his young stepson on the head and body with a force likely to produce death or grievous bodily harm. He was also alleged to have repeatedly pointed a gun at his wife. He was sentenced to 1 year in prison and received a bad conduct discharge. Lepp recalls the phone call he received hours after Kelly killed 26 people at First Baptist Church in Sutherland Springs, Texas. An ATF agent called him at around 8 p.m. after they had traced one of Kelly's weapons to the gun shop. Kelly used a Ruger 556 purchased from a Texas gun store to carry out the attack. "I have been in business for 24 years and I have never received a call like that," Lepp said. Lepp was thankful that something he sold wasn't used to mow down innocent churchgoers. "The relief level for my wife, my family, people who work for me that the product we sold to this person wasn't used for the murder was tremendous. It was a very huge deal to all of us to hear," he said. Lepp acknowledges that the products he sells can be misused but claims that the vetting process is thorough, and that these kinds of incidents are rare. The federal background check system is extraordinarily extensive and blocks a large number of people on a daily basis for things that are serious and less serious, he said. He doubts additional gun regulation measures would prevent similar tragedies. "I see no reason to increase gun laws. I would be very much against that. I am completely fine and have always been fine with this background check system because it gives us the ability to vet human beings because nobody I know would ever want the products they made or sold to be used in a crime. I don't believe there are any other gun laws that could be created that would end this," he said. Handout Lepp said denials occur regularly, usually for reasons that are not criminally related. Cases of stolen identities are frequent. He is loath to blame the Air Force but admits it could have prevented the sale of weapons to Kelly from going through. The Air Force had the potential to put a block in to prevent him from buying guns, he said. "But in the end, I don't know how you can place blame when someone collapses mentally to the point where he wakes up and all he wants to do is slaughter people who had nothing to do with the situation." He's nonetheless distraught over the shooting. "This is a worst-case thing for anybody in our industry," Lepp said.